What's going on YouTube? Hayden back with another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Cardano to Bitcoin. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, as well as smash that like button. As always, in today's episode, we will be doing some technical analysis and looking at an article basically discussing the current situation we are facing right now. Hopefully you guys have noticed the slight increase in price level for the cryptocurrencies, and I do want to discuss why exactly that is. Now, before we get into that, I do want to show you that within the past 24 hours, we have seen around $20 billion come into crypto, at least into the space being traded now. We see the market cap is currently $270 billion, which is quite nice. Bitcoin dominance at 42.3%. When I scroll down, you see Bitcoin is currently $6,716, making its way back to that $7,000 mark, up 5.3%. And basically you can see out of the top 10, 9 out of the 10 currencies are doing quite well and doing very nicely. We see Ethereum back to 478, making its way to 500 at 6.25%. And we see Litecoin at 6.65% at $84. Cardano at 15 cents, up 9.5 cents. So we will be looking at that as well today. So I'm just going to jump into an article I found basically going to sum up what it is exactly that we are looking at. As you read from the title, we are looking at why these currencies are starting to move up in price, as well as why this is a good time to have bought cryptocurrency. So on this article, Coindesk.com, it says Bitcoin's road back to 7K and the chart hurdles in the way. So basically it says, having defended 6,000 last week, it appears that Bitcoin is building momentum for a price rise, but nearby technical analysis hurdles still present a formidable challenge. So I'm just scrolling down. You can see that it shows Fibonacci retracement and inverse head and shoulders neckline. So that's pretty cool. It says Bitcoin has failed to absorb the 6850 several times in June. But what we're looking at right now in this quick little screenshot of the trading view is basically a reverse head and shoulders formation. So you can see the head right here and then the shoulder, which is a very strong bullish signal that we can clearly say that we have in the formation right now. You can also have the two double bottoms right here, which are quite nice. So we're definitely looking quite nicely on these charts. It said while bulls would have liked to breach resistance on an earlier attempt, the consistent rejection is allowing for an inverse head and shoulders reversal pattern to take form. A convincing break would confirm the inverse head and shoulders, shifting short-term trend into a bullish favor. You can see how the next thing, the big thing in this obstacle, is the fact that we do have a long-term trend line downtrend. It's no secret that Bitcoin has been commanding bear grip since reaching an all-time high of pretty much $20,000. And as you can see in the picture shown above, that there is a downtrend on the whole currency overall. Now, it is very nice to see that we are coming back up to testing this trend line right now. And if we manage to break out of the trend line in any respect, we should see a nice pump in the price level very high very quickly, especially with a reverse head and shoulders, and if we get over the resistance band at the top right there. So you can see it in this picture right here how it says that this is the long-term downtrend, and I believe we did manage, like we talked about yesterday's video, we managed to break up, that Ethereum did too, break out of it and bounce off of the top of it, which normally happens. The market finally rebounded after a break, finding support on the downtrend. Convincing break close above the current downtrend would carry the strong bullish implications, surely to shift the intermediate term into a bullish favor. So it's definitely a lot of good news. I like the fact that we managed to break out of this. I'm not sure why it doesn't show it on that chart, but I guess a more zoomed in, maybe this was covering it. But a more zoomed in look, you can see that we are breaking bullish out of that. And if we look on Bitcoin, I'm just going to zoom out for you all. There's a few things I want to talk about. So I do believe we did manage to break out of the downtrend. You can see right here. I'm not sure how exactly they had theirs grafted, but mine looks pretty nice right now. You can see we have this downwards channel, this wedge right here. We did break up from that and are kind of bouncing. I guess they had it something like this, which isn't too bad. I guess you can leave that like that. That makes sense. But we did manage to break out of that, which is huge and super bullish, at least in my eyes. You can comment below if you agree or disagree. But you can see how we had that one shoulder, the head right here, and then the other shoulder. I guess I'll draw that in for you guys. This is one shoulder, this is the head, and then this is the other shoulder currently right now. Now, other than the fact that this reversal head and shoulders is very bullish, you can see how we did have a small downtrend forming on the daily that we did manage to pump up out of. So right now you can see that we did bottom out right here at support at around $6,200, and we broke out of that downtrend, which I'll delete right now, and we're shooting right back up. So it's definitely looking quite nice. I love how beautiful this reverse head and shoulders is. We'll see if it's on Litecoin too, because I know they're pumping up in the price action right now. The good thing is we are looking quite nice on the RSI. Like I said, we are at around 55 right now, so we moved ever so slightly. There is plenty more room to see that price move all the way back up. But what's nice to notice though is that we are heading right back up to that stock RSI, and like I said in the past, sorry, the high-low MMA. Like I said in the past, we always go back to the average, to the median, to the middle ground, and clearly the high-low MMA is the middle ground. So the fact that we're going to see this currency, most likely we may consolidate. This is a huge resistance that has been drawn. You can see how this has played a huge role, but it's nice to see that we're finally catching back up to that, and we should hopefully break bullish from that and move back up to that high-low MMA at 7,800. I still think my bet's on there. I do think we're going to be pulling up to that price level very soon. And if we zoom in on the 4-hour, we're most likely, yeah, like I said, we're overbought right now, so there may be some type of consolidation. But what's nice to see is we did break below the high-low MMA, and we just recently faced some resistance and broke above that. So we can hopefully use the high-low MMA right now on the 4-hour as some type of support until we manage to break up out of that $6,700 resistance line. So we may pull back down ever so slightly because we are overbought on the stock RSI, pull down maybe back to the high-low MMA, and then hopefully consolidate enough and break through that until we can start seeing some higher highs. But what's nice too is that we are setting higher lows, sorry. So you can see right here, we have one right here, we have another one right here, we have another one right here. So you can see for the most part, we are setting these higher lows, and we are starting a new trend channel to bring the price level higher up, which is super good on Bitcoin. I do want to jump into some Litecoin TA right now. And you can see we did have the double bottom right here, and you can now see the reversal head and shoulders pattern forming, which is beautiful. One here, boom, and boom. Sorry, it's just a double bottom. I don't see a reversal head and shoulders on Litecoin. Bitcoin, it's pretty clear. We can you can see the one, the head, and then the other one, the other shoulder. Here, it's just a double bottom, which is also a very bullish signal for Litecoin. So I do want to show you guys this what a double bottom is for the most part. You can see how the double bottom reversal is a bullish reversal pattern typically found on bar charts, line charts, and candlestick charts. As its name implies, the pattern is made up of two consecutive troughs that are roughly equal with a moderate peak in between. So you can see that we have right here the double bottom, 1 and then 2, and then we manage to break through resistance. You can see right there, capped at the top, and we break through and continue the reversal. Now, if you look at Litecoin, you can clearly see the two troughs, 1 and then 2. So we're going to face resistance at around the $85 mark, and we can hopefully break bullish from that and head and climb back up to that high-low MMA at around $120 if the high-low MMAs decide to stay at the level it's at 120-ish. So it's definitely some very good news, and I do think it is extremely bullish looking right now. These are a beautiful double bottom. Another thing that I wanted to point out, really important, I'm just going to zoom out right now so we can all get a general view. So you can see now, whoa, did not mean to do that, excuse me. You can see now we have a huge downtrend. Let's look at the red band. I'm actually going to make this white just because it's easier on my eyes. Okay, so we have this downtrend. We also had that downtrend. Either one you want to follow. We're not going to do the bottom because we already broke bullish from that and we were kind of trading above it. But let's look at this first white line. You can see how we faced resistance here, and we really have not, except for this little point, broken above that. And I guess some would move this up. They could move it up here. That is definitely a possibility. I personally wouldn't. There's not much happening there. But if you see, if we zoom in right now, the good news that I wanted to point out is if you look at the price, we managed to break above the white line. So huge resistance right here, a huge resistance line, and we managed to break above that. Now, the good thing is we need to close. This candle did close above that line. I want to see this candle also close above the downtrend. If we manage to break out of 7-month downtrend, that is another super bullish scenario that can happen to the market. But they're both this double bottom on Litecoin and the reverse head and shoulders pattern. I'll just leave it in here because I keep talking about it. On Bitcoin is just, it is super bullish. You can see the line that it has to break, which is right here. This is the neckline that it has to go above, but this is just a beautiful pattern. Both of them, they are both super bullish, and we're going to see how far this price can lead. If we check out Litecoin on the 4-hour, you can see we are entering an overbought territory on the 4-hour MMA. So it's not too bad, nothing too crazy. We are slightly overbought. You can see we finally managed to break above high-low MMA, which clearly was acting as strong resistance. You can see the price could never break above. So if we manage to consolidate ever so slightly, as in the price pulls back down into an more average or neutral level on the stock RSI, if we can maintain being above the high-low MMA and use that as support on the ride back up, that'll be super good news for Litecoin, and we'll manage to stay above and move the price up. But as you guys can see, we are looking quite nice. One double bottom. This is the second one, and we should be heading back up into some nicer highs. So definitely give credit where credit is due. You can also see the double bottom forming on Ethereum, and we do plan on moving back up to that high-low MMA as drawn at around 588. Seems to be, no, is that 588? 568, apologies, 570, 560, in that region. I think Ethereum looks the best because it is currently sitting at maybe 51 on the stock RSI, so that is nothing too bad. That is pretty much equilibrium, nothing moving. Definitely a good sign for this crypto. I like the fact that it's nowhere near the oversold area. It's nowhere to, oversold area at the bottom, overbought area at the top. We may be looking a little worse on the 4-hour. Yeah, like I figured the top 3 cryptos like to kind of hang around. You can see how we're overbought on the 4-hour for Coinbase, for Ethereum. So that's still nothing too bad, though. A nice thing to notice is that we, again, broke through. You can see the huge resistance right here. Wow, that's beautiful. The huge resistance line that the high-low MMA forms. And that's what I want you guys to notice, that this is a huge support and resistance level. If we break above, we can pretty much hold it for hopefully quite some time. But if we break above here, we close above on the daily, we should hopefully use the stock RSI as some type of support. I'm looking to see the green band cross over the red band, indicating a bullish, more bullish figure. And then I would like to see the price level move back up to the daily high-low MMA right at that 580 area. So definitely extremely bullish. As for Cardano, I've not looked at Cardano in quite some time. Now, I do think that this was the other coin that was supposed to be added onto Coinbase, although I am not too sure. I'm just trying to find a clean line of resistance. I believe that would be one. And now I would like to draw in some horizontal lines representing some support and bottoms, basically, for this currency. So we do have one right here that we're currently trading at right now. A lot of these coins, after a long day of consolidation, are finding some type of descending triangle. And I want to draw one last one right here. So basically, when the price opened, you can see the price fell, and this is where it started to even out at. Okay, so you can see that there is a huge downtrend forming, a huge descending triangle. And you can see that we are clearly found support for Cardano. Now, we are below the high-low MMA. We do look good on the stock RSI. If we manage to break the white band, I would expect this currency to shoot up very high, very quickly, finding some resistance at this area, right? I mean, we could do that one because you can see where I'm looking right there. If we manage to go above that, we'll probably hit this region. That's where I'm going to leave that. You can see that this would be more of the resistance that is held for Cardano, but if we can break above that, we'll head up to the high-low MMA. Should challenge this resistance level. If we break bearish, we should fall back down to this support line right here. But otherwise, this descending triangle looks very nice, and it is very clean. So I wouldn't be surprised if we broke up from it. Descending triangles usually tend to break up, at least from what I've seen within cryptocurrency. So that's pretty much going to sum up the episode for today, guys. I do have a few more I guess episodes I'm working on. It's just taking a little bit longer, and I'm not sure when I want to release them to you guys. But thank you for subscribing. I can't wait till we hit 4K, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.